Hot tea, so good. Well folks, it looks like it's going to be another nice day out today, so we've got 2 of the top plates to go with the post we've got for the carport. So as soon as I get this drink, we will go out and see if we can find another one and get it worked up. So let's get started. What I'm doing is I'm down here trying to locate something that I can make that 3rd top plate out of. And of course, you know me, the more crooked, the better. So that's what I'm doing. I've got several picked out, but they're not the best candidates. So I figured I'd spend a little time and kind of forage through my lows and see what I could come up with. So I've actually got this one behind me that came down the last windstorm, but just down the driveway I've got a pile of pine logs that I think that I've got one. We'll go check it out. Yeah, so under this pile I think I've got one. It has to be 16 feet long. So the only thing that I can do is dig it out of that pile, make sure that it is that length, because I can't really see the other end. Well friends, after all of that work, I decided not to go ahead and use that post anyway, because it was just a little bit too small compared to the other 2. So let's walk up here on the hill, because I think that I've got something spotted. I've got about 3 leaning yellow pines since the last windstorm that we had. This one right down here, I'm thinking about going ahead and taking it out because it is the worst. But this one and the one behind that I'm going to have to take out pretty soon anyway. Of course, my idea, kind of where I'm standing, I'm directly across from the chicken house. I planned on kind of clearing everything from here down to the tower, which is behind the cabin. That way it'd take care of the top of the hill, anything that could blow over, hit the tower or hit the cabin. Plus it gives me a little bit more space up here on top of the hill, because I'm kind of cramped for space because there's nothing flat up here, right? So that'll give me an area maybe where I can make myself a nice gazebo, a sitting area where I have a campfire or something like that. But like I said, just to provide me a little bit more of a space to enjoy things up here. But yeah, I'm thinking about going ahead and taking that one to make the top plate with. Problem is, like this one right here, which is the butt end of two of the logs that I've already taken, it's a little bit too thick. I don't want it too big and I don't want it too small. So the problem is, a lot of the ones that I've located were either too on the smaller side or on the much larger side. So this one I'm going to take out is about the diameter of what I'm looking for, because it's actually going to support, other than the posts, this top plate will support the whole weight of the roof. So got to be sure and have the right material for that. But yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff that's down everywhere, and I've went over it pretty much this morning and didn't really come up with anything that I thought was going to work. So I decided to come up here and look at going ahead and falling, you know, what I had standing that I'm going to have to take out anyway. I have been thinking, you know, I got a new load of gravel to go on the driveway, and it was $732 for a triaxle load of gravel. Of course, I needed it because it was getting quite thin, and then I made that turnaround where I can actually pull the truck and come and go either way now. So that makes it quite nice. But the gravel seems to, some of it roll over in the ditch, and then it gets washed down over time with rain, you know, and debris and stuff that gets down inside that ditch. So what I was thinking about doing was getting some iron pins that I could actually drive fairly easy, you know, maybe about a foot long, and then take a bunch of these that I've got and just line that ditch on the upper side where the driveway is, drive the pins behind it, and just bank up a little bit of gravel. So over time, those would actually end up getting seated in there and keep the gravel from rolling on off into the ditch, and keep it up on the driveway. So that's an idea that I've got, kind of like a curb, so to speak, but where I can keep the gravel up on top of the driveway. Well, it pretty much rained all night last night, and I mean pretty heavy too. I can hear the creek running, so I thought we'd take a walk down here and just see how much we got. Well, I've lived here most of my life, and a lot of times when you get a rain that is an all-day rain that's pretty heavy, I have seen this field down here, like you see behind me, run at least 100-150 feet wide, and it will probably be around 6 feet deep over there in the creek. So it's going to be a while before this all clears up. It's going to be wet for a while, but anyway, I got to kind of keep the dogs away because that water's rushing and they can get washed down the creek fairly easy if they don't watch out what they're doing, and they can get hung up on something as well. So anyway, that's what it's like when you have a thunderstorm up here in the mountains, and that's what they call a flash flood. It can actually come all at once. So there'd be nothing more scarier than a big wall of water coming at you, right? But yeah, that's what they call a flash flood. Well, friends, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I've been working really hard this week on trying to get the posts and the top plates ready for the carport. If you like this kind of building, when I built the hog pen, it's kind of like the Lincoln log stack effect, kind of like I did the kitchen as well. So I invite you to click up here in the top right hand corner and watch that if you're interested. Folks, thanks for watching. We really appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing you back up here at the cabin again next time.